Hello, my dear English learners. Welcome back to English Practice with Julia. I'm Julia, and I'm truly so happy to have you here with me today. If this is your first time here, then let me warmly welcome you. Please feel relaxed and comfortable. You do not need perfect English to join this lesson. You only need a little time, a little patience, and the willingness to learn. And I'll be here to guide you gently, step by step, every single day. We upload a new English learning video every day, so you can keep practicing in a calm, easy, and consistent way without pressure. Today, I want you to think of this lesson as a cozy English shadowing session, just you and me, learning together in a simple and peaceful way. There is no need to hurry, and there is no need to feel nervous. We are going to gently improve your listening, your speaking, your pronunciation, and your sentence flow. So if you can, please take a pen and some paper and keep them near you. It's not a rule, of course, but it can really help you remember new sentences more easily, and it can help you feel more confident as you practice. Now, today's topic is very special because we are going to do 450 sentences English shadowing practice. Yes, that means you will have the chance to listen carefully, repeat naturally, and train your mouth and mind to follow real English sentence patterns again and again. This lesson is designed to help you become more familiar with natural daily English, the kind of English people really use in everyday life, little by little, sentence by sentence. We'll go through many useful and practical English sentences together, slowly, clearly, and in a natural way. You will hear sentences that can help you in daily conversations, at home, at work, while shopping, while traveling, while talking to friends, and in many other real-life situations. Together, we'll listen carefully to the rhythm of English. We'll notice how native-like sentences flow. And you'll get the chance to repeat and shadow in a calm and comfortable way. You'll also discover that shadowing is one of the best ways to build confidence in English, because you are not only learning vocabulary, you are also training your ears to hear natural English better, and training your voice to speak more smoothly and more automatically. So by the end of this lesson, I want you to feel relaxed and proud and say to yourself, yes, I can understand more, I can repeat more easily, and I can speak English with more confidence than before. Before we begin, may I ask you for one small and kind favor? If you enjoy learning English with me in this calm and friendly way, please subscribe and press the bell icon too. That way, you won't miss our daily lessons. And it also supports me so I can keep creating these gentle lessons for you. Thank you so much. Truly. I really appreciate it. Now let's move gently into our practice together. In this lesson, I want you to listen with a calm mind and repeat with a soft, steady voice. Do not worry about speed right now. Do not worry about sounding perfect. Just stay with me and let the English enter your ears little by little. Then let it come back out through your voice in a natural way. This is how confidence grows, not in one big moment, but in many small and peaceful moments of practice. So let's begin with simple daily life sentences that you can truly use. Listen carefully. Then repeat in your own voice. I am ready to start my day. I woke up a little early today. I feel fresh and relaxed this morning. I want to have a good day today. The room is quiet and peaceful right now. I need a few more minutes to wake up fully. I usually drink water first thing in the morning. I like slow mornings when I have enough time. Today feels like a good day to practice English. I am happy that I am doing something good for myself. Say those again in your heart, and then out loud, slowly, clearly, and naturally. You are not just reading English. You are beginning to live inside it. And that is a beautiful step forward. Now let's continue with more morning sentences that are simple but very useful. These are the kinds of sentences that make your English feel real because they connect to your everyday routine. I got out of bed and opened the window. The air feels cool and clean this morning. I can hear birds outside. The sky looks bright today. I need to wash my face and get ready. I am still a little sleepy, but I am waking up now. I should make my bed before I forget. My room feels better when it is clean. I want to start the day in a positive way. I am trying to build better habits. I do not want to waste my morning. I want to use my time wisely. I am learning to enjoy simple moments. Repeat them again with me in a relaxed voice. Feel the rhythm of the sentences. Notice how natural they sound. This is very important because English becomes easier when your ears become familiar with common patterns. The more you hear them, the more normal they will feel, and the more easily they will come to you when you need them. Let's move into a few sentences you may use when getting ready in the morning. These are practical, daily, and easy to remember. I need to brush my teeth. I'm going to take a quick shower. The water is too cold today. The water feels perfect now. I need to dry my hair. I should pick something comfortable to wear. This shirt looks nice and simple. I cannot find my other sock. I left my phone on the table. My bag is near the door. I think I am almost ready. I should check the time again. I do not want to be late. I still have a few minutes left. That gives me enough time to relax. Very good. Now say a few of those again on your own. You can even pause and repeat them twice if you want. This kind of repetition is not boring. It is training. It is the same way we train the body. We also train the mouth, the ears, and the memory. Sentence by sentence, your English becomes stronger. Now I want to guide you through a warm and natural breakfast scene. Imagine you are in your kitchen. Maybe the light is soft. Maybe the day is just beginning, and you are speaking simple English to describe what you are doing. I am making breakfast now. I feel a little hungry. I want something light this morning. I am making tea in the kitchen. The coffee smells really good. I do not have much time, so I need something quick. I am cutting some fruit for breakfast. I would like a piece of toast. I need to buy more eggs later. There is not much milk left. I forgot to wash the cup last night. This breakfast is simple, but it is enough. I like quiet mornings like this. Eating slowly helps me feel calm. I should not check my phone while eating. That one is very useful too, because it sounds real and honest. And real English often lives inside very ordinary moments. When you practice ordinary moments, your speaking becomes much more natural, because daily life is where most real conversations happen. Let's keep going. And now I want you to imagine that you are speaking to yourself while planning your day. This is excellent practice because many English learners wait for other people to speak. But speaking to yourself is also powerful. Listen and repeat. I have a few things to do today. I need to stay focused. I should make a small plan first. I want to finish my work on time. I have to answer some messages later. I need to go to the store this afternoon. I hope the day goes smoothly. I do not want to feel rushed today. I should take one step at a time. There is no need to panic. I can handle my tasks calmly. I am learning to organize my day better. I feel better when I have a clear plan. I want to make time for rest, too. Balance is important in daily life. These sentences are so useful because they help you talk about planning, responsibility, stress, and time. These are common topics in real conversations, especially when people talk about their day, their mood, and their routine. Now let's practice some simple movement and travel sentences. These will help you speak about leaving home and going somewhere. I am putting on my shoes now. I need to grab my keys. I think I left them near the door. I am ready to leave the house. I should lock the door carefully. The street looks busy today. I can see people walking quickly. The weather feels nice this morning. I might need my jacket later. The bus stop is not far from here. I hope the bus comes on time. There are many cars on the road today. Traffic looks a little heavy. I prefer walking when the weather is good. I enjoy looking around while I walk. Take your time with these. Oh, especially sentences like, I need to grab my keys, or I hope the bus comes on time. These are the kinds of natural expressions that appear again and again in daily life. When you repeat them often, they become part of your active English, not just passive English. Now imagine you meet someone in the morning, maybe a friend, a neighbor, or a coworker, and you need easy English for a natural conversation. Listen and repeat with a friendly tone. Good morning. How are you today? I am doing well. Thank you. You look a little tired today. Did you sleep well last night? I went to bed a little late, but I am okay. The weather is beautiful this morning. Yes, it feels nice and fresh outside. Are you on your way to work? Yes, I have a busy day ahead. I hope your day goes well. Thank you. You too. It was nice seeing you this morning. These short exchanges are extremely important. because they train your conversation flow, not just single sentences. Try to feel the warmth in them. Feel how one sentence invites the next one. That is how real conversation works. It moves gently from one idea to another. Let's continue with workplace and study sentences. These are useful for adult learners, students, and anyone who wants more practical English. I have a lot to do this morning. I need to check my schedule. My first task is very important. I should finish this before lunch. I need a quiet place to focus. Let me open my notebook. I wrote that down yesterday. I almost forgot about that meeting. I need to send that email soon. This problem is not too difficult. I just need more time. I am trying to stay organized. I work better when my desk is clean. I need a short break after this. I have been sitting too long. Very good. And now notice something important. These sentences are simple, but they are not childish. They are adult, useful, and realistic. This is exactly the kind of English that helps you in real situations. And that is why shadowing them is so valuable. Now we will practice a calm paragraph of emotional expressions. Because daily English is not only about actions, it is also about feelings. And many learners forget to practice this area. Listen and repeat with feeling. I feel calm today. I am in a better mood now. I was a little worried earlier, but now I feel fine. I am trying not to overthink everything. Sometimes I feel tired for no clear reason. I need a little quiet time today. I feel proud of myself for practicing. I am learning to be patient with myself. I do not need to improve overnight. Small progress still matters. I am doing better than I was before. That makes me feel hopeful. Some days are easy, and some days are harder, but I want to keep going. These are powerful sentences because they help you speak honestly, and honesty makes language feel alive. When you can talk about your feelings in English, your English becomes much more personal and much more real. Let's do some home sentences now, because home vocabulary appears everywhere in daily conversation. I need to clean the kitchen today. The table is still messy. I should wash the dishes soon. There are clothes on the chair again. I want to open the window for a while. This room feels a little warm. I need to sweep the floor. The bathroom light is still on. I left my book on the sofa. The house feels quiet this afternoon. I like it when everything is in order. A clean space helps me think clearly. I should put these things away now. I do not want the room to get more crowded. I feel better after cleaning a little. Excellent. And now try saying a few of those without looking back. Even if you remember only part of them, that is still progress. Shadowing is not about being perfect every second. It is about steady contact with natural English. Now let's step into a shopping situation. This is one of the best daily life topics for practical English. Imagine you are in a small store and you need simple but natural sentences. I need to buy a few things today. I should make a list first. I only need the basics right now. Where can I find the bread? Do you have this in a larger size? This one looks fresh. I think I will take this one. The price is a little higher than I expected. Do you accept cards here? I only have a little cash with me. Can I get a bag, please? Thank you. Have a nice day. I almost forgot to buy water. I should check the total again. I do not want to spend too much today. These sentences are extremely practical, and some of them may already be familiar. That is good. Familiarity is not a problem. Familiarity is how fluency grows. You hear, you repeat, you remember, and then one day, you use it naturally without fear. Now I want to slow down a little and give you a softer repetition flow. Listen to these sentences as if you are speaking kindly to yourself during the day. I am doing my best today. I do not need to rush everything. One step is enough for now. I can slow down and still make progress. I am allowed to learn at my own pace. It is okay to make mistakes while learning. Every sentence I repeat helps me improve. My voice matters. My effort matters. My practice today is meaningful. I am building confidence little by little. I will keep showing up for myself. English is becoming more natural for me. I can feel the progress growing slowly. I am proud that I did not give up today. These sentences are wonderful for shadowing because they are supportive. And supportive language is easier to remember when it connects to your heart, not only to your mind. Now, let's practice a short sequence about meeting a friend later in the day. This will help you move from isolated sentences into a connected everyday scene. I am meeting a friend this evening. We have not seen each other in a while. I hope I am not late. I should leave in 10 minutes. I sent a message before leaving home. She said she is already on the way. We decided to meet at the cafe downtown. I know that place. It is usually quiet and comfortable. I think we will have a good conversation. I want to tell her about my week. I also want to hear how she has been. It is always nice to catch up with a friend. I should bring my umbrella just in case. The sky looks a little gray now. Do you see how these sentences create a small story? This is very useful because real English is not only sentence practice. It is connected thought practice. One sentence leads into another, and little by little, you begin to think in English scenes. Before we close this first section, let's do one more smooth and simple round together. Just breathe, relax, and repeat with me in a calm voice. Today is a good day to practice English. I am getting more comfortable with simple sentences. My listening is becoming stronger. My speaking is becoming smoother. I can learn English in a peaceful way. I do not need to be afraid of mistakes. Daily practice is changing me slowly. I can understand more when I stay calm. Repetition is helping my memory. Shadowing is helping my pronunciation. I am learning useful English for real life. I want to keep going. I am proud of this practice. I am happy I started today. I will come back and practice again. Beautiful. Truly beautiful. You are doing exactly what you need to do. You are showing up, listening carefully, and building your English step by step. Just listen, repeat, and stay present with the language. We are going to move into more daily life English that feels practical, familiar, and easy to imagine. I am getting better with every sentence. I can feel my mouth becoming more comfortable with English. The more I repeat, the more natural it feels. I do not need to rush my learning. I only need to keep going. My voice becomes clearer when I stay calm. I understand more when I listen carefully. I am building a strong habit right now. This practice is helping me little by little. I trust the process of daily repetition. Very good. Those are the kinds of sentences that support both your English and your confidence. And when both grow together, real progress becomes much easier to feel. Now imagine it is the middle of the day. Maybe you have already done a few things, and now you are continuing with work, study, or daily responsibilities. These sentences will help you speak naturally about that part of life. I have already finished a few tasks today. I still have a lot to do, but I am making progress. I need to stay focused for another hour. I want to finish this before I take a break. My mind feels clearer now. I understand this better than before. Let me check my notes one more time. I need to be careful with this detail. I almost made a mistake, but I noticed it in time. This is taking longer than I expected. I should not lose my patience. I will keep working until it is done. I need to give this my full attention. A little effort now will help me later. These are deeply useful sentences because this is how people talk during real working days. Not with difficult grammar all the time, but with clear, practical English that moves naturally from thought to thought. Let's practice a small conversation you might have with a classmate, coworker, or friend during the day. Listen to how the ideas connect, and then repeat with warmth and ease. How is your day going so far? It is going well. Just a little busy. I have been working on a few things since morning. Same here. I have not had much free time today. Did you finish that task yet? Not yet, but I am almost done. I just need a little more time. That sounds good. I hope it goes smoothly. Thank you. I hope your day gets easier too. These exchanges may sound simple, but simple conversation is where real fluency lives. Bear, if you can handle these natural little moments with comfort, your English becomes much more useful in daily life. Now let's move into lunch and food sentences, because food is one of the most common subjects in everyday conversation, and it gives you many useful verbs and sentence patterns. I am starting to feel hungry now. I think it is time for lunch. I do not want anything too heavy today. I would like something warm and simple. I am thinking about making rice and vegetables. I might order food instead. I do not have much energy to cook right now. That smells really good. What are you having for lunch? I made something quick and easy. I should eat before I get too hungry. I forgot to bring a snack with me. This meal is simple, but it tastes nice. I need to drink more water with lunch. I feel much better after eating something. Excellent. And now notice how often daily English uses ordinary verbs like make, eat, drink, bring, feel, think, and need. These small words are powerful because they appear everywhere. And when you shadow them in full sentences, your fluency begins to grow from the ground up. Let's continue the lunch topic with some more natural reactions and small observations. I added a little too much salt. This soup is hotter than I expected. I should wait a minute before eating. The food looks fresh and colorful. I do not want to waste anything. I am trying to eat more slowly these days. That first bite was really good. I did not know I was this hungry. I should learn how to cook this at home. This is lighter than my usual lunch. I feel full now, but not too heavy. I might save the rest for later. There is still some juice left in the fridge. I want something sweet after lunch, but maybe I should not. Very nice. This kind of language feels alive because you can imagine it clearly. And when you imagine a scene, your memory becomes stronger. That is one reason shadowing daily life. English works so well. It connects language to ordinary human experiences. Now let's practice phone call and message sentences. Because modern life includes so much communication through phones, apps, and short daily exchanges. I missed your call earlier. I was busy at the time. I just saw your message now. Sorry. I could not reply sooner. I will call you back in a few minutes. Are you free to talk right now? I need to ask you something quickly. Can you send me the address again? I think I saved it somewhere, but I cannot find it. Thank you for replying so quickly. I was waiting for your message. Let me know when you arrive. I am leaving now, so I should be there soon. I forgot to charge my phone last night. My battery is getting low. These are highly practical sentences, and many learners need them every day. The more often you repeat them, the faster they become available in real situations when you need them most. Now imagine you are outside in the afternoon, maybe running errands, maybe walking through town, maybe going from one place to another. Let's turn that into smooth English practice. I need to stop by the bank today. I also have to go to the pharmacy. I hope the lines are not too long. This street is more crowded than usual. I should have left a little earlier. I think the store is still open. I only need a few things, so I will be quick. Let me check my list again. I do not want to forget anything. I came all this way, so I should finish everything now. I'm getting a little tired from walking, but I can manage. I need a short rest after this. The afternoon feels warmer than the morning. I am glad I brought water with me. Beautiful. Let these sentences settle into your ears. They are ordinary. Yes, but ordinary English is the English that supports real life. And that is exactly what makes it valuable. Now let's practice a few helpful asking and answering sentences you might use in public places. Excuse me. Is this seat taken? Could you help me for a moment? Do you know where the nearest bus stop is? Is this the right line for downtown? How long does it usually take from here? I am looking for this address. Could you point me in the right direction? Thank you. That really helps. Sorry. I did not catch that. Could you say it again more slowly? I understand now. Thank you for your patience. That is exactly what I needed. These are very important sentences for confidence, especially because they teach you how to ask for help politely and how to keep communication going even when you do not understand immediately. That is real fluency too. Not knowing everything, but knowing how to continue. Let's shift now into simple emotional check-in sentences, because in daily conversation, people often talk about energy, stress, mood, and how the day feels. I am a little tired this afternoon. My energy dropped after lunch. I need a few quiet minutes. I have a lot on my mind today. I am trying to stay positive, even if the day feels long. I do not want stress to control my mood. I should take a deep breath and slow down. I can only do one thing at a time. I am doing enough for today. I do not need to pressure myself so much. Sometimes I forget to pause and rest. I am learning to listen to my body. A short break can make a big difference. I feel better when I speak kindly to myself. These sentences matter deeply because language is not only for tasks, it is also for self-awareness. And when you can speak to yourself gently in English, the language starts to feel like a real part of your inner life. Now let's practice break time sentences. The kind of easy English you may use when stepping away from work or study for a few minutes. I need a short break. My eyes feel tired from looking at the screen. I have been sitting for too long. I want to stretch for a minute. Let me stand up and walk around. A little movement helps me think more clearly. I should make another cup of tea. Maybe I will open the window for fresh air. I need to rest my mind for a moment. Then I can come back with more focus. Breaks are not a waste of time. They help me continue with better energy. I always feel better after a few quiet minutes. I should remember that more often. Very good. Now try to say those with a soft or steady rhythm, especially lines like breaks are not a waste of time and a little movement helps me think more clearly. Those kinds of sentences sound natural, helpful, and easy to use in real life. Now I want to guide you into a home return scene. Imagine the day is moving toward evening, and you are coming back home after work, study, or errands. I am finally back home. It feels good to sit down again. I had a long day, but I made it through. I want to change into something comfortable. I should put my bag away first. The house feels calm right now. I like this quiet moment after being outside. I need to wash my hands. I also need to put a few things back in place. I might rest for 10 minutes before doing anything else. My feet feel tired. I walked more than usual today. I am glad to be home before it gets dark. I still have a few things to do tonight, but I am happy to be here now. These sentences create a very familiar end-of-day feeling, and that is powerful for memory. The more real the scene feels, the more easily your brain keeps the language. Let's continue into evening routine English, because this is another important daily life area with lots of useful sentence patterns. I need to make dinner soon. I do not want to eat too late tonight. Maybe I will cook something simple. I am not in the mood for anything complicated. I should check what is in the fridge first. There are still some vegetables left. I can probably make something with that. I need to wash these before cooking. The kitchen is a little messy again. I should clean while I cook. I always appreciate it later when the kitchen is clean. Dinner does not need to be perfect. It just needs to be enough. I want a quiet evening tonight. I do not feel like going anywhere. I would rather stay home and relax. Excellent. These are all natural little sentences that sound like real people, because they are real people sentences used in ordinary homes, ordinary kitchens, ordinary lives. And that is exactly the English you want to feel comfortable with. Now let's practice some conversation sentences for home and family life, or simply talking with someone you live with. Did you have a long day today? Yes, it was a little tiring, but not too bad. I am glad the day is almost over. Me too. I just want to relax tonight. Are you hungry yet? A little, but I can wait. I was thinking about making something simple. That sounds good to me. Let me know if you need help. Thank you. I will start in a few minutes. These simple exchanges are perfect shadowing material because they train tone as much as vocabulary. You can hear the warmth, the small pauses, and the natural back and forth rhythm. Or that rhythm is a very important part of speaking comfortably. Now I want to bring in a practice paragraph with gentle repetition, because repetition helps the language settle more deeply. Listen, repeat, and let the phrases become familiar. I am learning English through daily moments. I am practicing sentences I can really use. I am not trying to memorize difficult words only. I am building comfort with natural patterns. The more I repeat, the easier speaking becomes. The more I listen, the more I understand, the more I stay calm, the more clearly I can speak. I am allowing myself to improve slowly. I do not need to compare myself to anyone else. My journey is my own. My practice today has value. Here, even simple sentences are making me stronger. I am creating a foundation for fluent English. I will keep moving forward one sentence at a time. Very nice. This kind of paragraph is excellent for shadowing because it has emotional meaning and useful grammar at the same time. Let's continue with short real-life problem sentences. Because daily life often includes small problems, and learning how to express them calmly is very useful. I cannot find my keys anywhere. I know I put them somewhere nearby. My internet is not working properly today. The page keeps loading too slowly. I think I forgot my password again. This app is not opening on my phone. I made a small mistake on the form. I need to correct it before sending it. I thought I had enough time, but I was wrong. I should have checked that earlier. The battery died faster than I expected. I do not know why this is happening today. Let me try one more time. Maybe it will work now. These sentences are powerful because small problems happen every day. And when you can express them clearly, you feel more capable and less stuck in real conversations. Now let's pair those with calm solution sentences because communication becomes stronger when you can describe both the problem and the next step. I need a minute to figure this out. Let me check everything again. There must be a simple answer. I should stay calm and not panic. I can solve this step by step. Maybe I missed something small. I will ask for help if I need it. It is frustrating, but I can handle it. I just need a little patience right now. Things usually become clearer after a short pause. I have solved problems like this before. I trust myself to work through it. Very good. This is real human English. It sounds supportive, mature, and natural. And it helps you speak with more control in stressful moments. Now we will move into evening reflection sentences, the quiet kind of English people use when thinking back on their day. Today went by faster than I expected. I did not do everything I planned, but I still did enough. I had a few difficult moments, but I kept going. I handled some things better than before. I am learning from the way this day unfolded. I want tomorrow to feel a little more balanced. I should go to bed earlier tonight. I need better sleep if I want more energy. I am grateful for the quiet I have right now. I am glad I made time for practice today. Even a small amount of practice matters. I do not want to lose this habit. I want to keep showing up each day. Little by little, I am becoming stronger in English and in life. These are beautiful sentences for shadowing because they slow the mind down and they sound personal, thoughtful, and sincere. Before we close this section, let's do one more connected flow together. Take a soft breath. Now relax your shoulders and repeat in a calm voice. I started my day with simple English. I continued with useful daily sentences. I practiced speaking about food. work, messages, errands, and home life. I repeated natural expressions again and again. I stayed patient with my progress. I gave myself time to learn. I listened carefully to the rhythm of English. I allowed my voice to grow more comfortable. I do not need fast progress to feel proud. I only need steady progress. This lesson is helping me build real speaking habits. I am becoming more familiar with everyday English, sentence by sentence. I am moving forward. I will keep practicing with a calm and open mind. I am proud of the work I did today. That is wonderful, truly wonderful. Keep that feeling with you, because you are not only repeating words, you are building trust in your own English. And that trust will keep growing as we continue. Now imagine the evening is continuing. Maybe you have finished dinner. Maybe the house is quieter. Maybe the outside world feels softer now. This is a beautiful time for calm English, because evening language is often simple, reflective, and full of little thoughts we use every day. I finished eating a little while ago. The kitchen looks better now. I washed the dishes right after dinner. I am glad I did that early. It feels nice when everything is done. I finally have a little time for myself. I might sit down and read for a while. I do not want to look at my phone too much tonight. I need some quiet after a long day. The evening feels peaceful, and I want to enjoy that feeling. I am trying to make my nights calmer these days. A calm evening helps me sleep better. I like it when the house becomes quiet. It gives me time to think clearly. These are the kinds of simple reflections people make all the time. And shadowing them helps your English feel softer, more natural, and more personal. Let's continue with a gentle evening conversation. The kind of easy exchange that might happen with a friend, a family member, or someone you live with. Are you doing anything tonight? Not really. I just want to rest. That sounds like a good idea. It has been a long day. Yes. I feel a little tired, but in a good way. Did you finish everything you needed to do? Most of it. I still have one or two things left. I can do those later. There is no rush. Good. You deserve some time to relax. Thank you. I think I really need it. That is such real English. Warm, ordinary, and useful. Notice how nothing here is too difficult, and yet it sounds natural. That is exactly the kind of English you want to build into your speaking life. Because daily fluency usually comes from comfort with ordinary sentences, not only from advanced vocabulary. Now let's practice some sentences about weather, because weather is one of the easiest and most common topics in conversation. And it helps you express small observations in a natural way. It was sunny earlier, but now the sky looks darker. The air feels cooler tonight. I think it might rain later. The wind is getting stronger. I should close the window soon. It feels nice outside this evening. The weather changed quickly today. This kind of weather makes me feel sleepy. It is warmer than I expected tonight. I am glad I brought a light jacket. The rain sounds peaceful from inside. I like listening to the weather when I am at home. It makes the evening feel calm. Tomorrow might be cooler than today. Very good. Weather sentences are wonderful for shadowing because they are short, flexible, and deeply common in real conversation. People talk about weather everywhere, in taxis, at work, with neighbors, in small talk, and in quiet personal moments too. Now let's move into planning for tomorrow. This is another powerful daily life topic because people often speak about the future in simple ways. And these patterns help you sound organized and natural. I need to wake up a little earlier tomorrow. I have a few important things to do. I should prepare tonight so the morning feels easier. I do not want to start the day feeling rushed. Let me check my schedule one more time. Oh, I think my first meeting is at 10. I should set an alarm just in case. I need to charge my phone before bed. I also need to pack my bag tonight. I do not want to forget anything in the morning. A little preparation helps me feel calmer. I work better when I plan ahead. Tomorrow will be easier if I rest well tonight. I hope the day goes smoothly. I want to begin tomorrow with a clear mind. Excellent. These sentences are useful because they bring together time, routine, planning, and personal responsibility, all in simple English that feels true to life. Now let's practice a short sequence about studying or learning in the evening, because many learners study after work, after dinner, or before bed. I still want to study a little tonight. Even 20 minutes would be enough. I do not need a perfect study session. I just want to stay consistent. Let me review what I learned earlier. I remember some of these sentences now. That makes me feel encouraged. I am learning more than I think. I should focus on a few useful expressions. I do not want to overload my mind. A little review is better than none. Repetition helps the language stay with me. I feel proud when I keep my study habit. I want English to become part of my daily rhythm. Slowly, it is becoming exactly that. Beautiful. This kind of self-talk is powerful because it sounds human, kind, and realistic. But it does not depend on perfect motivation. It depends on steady effort. And that is exactly what long-term learners need. Let's go deeper into social English now. The kind you might use when chatting with a friend in the evening. Maybe through messages. Maybe in person. Maybe during a call. Hi, how has your evening been? It has been quiet so far. And I am glad about that. I needed a peaceful night. Same here. I have just been taking it easy. Did anything interesting happen today? Nothing too exciting, but the day went well overall. That is good to hear. Sometimes a simple day is enough. I agree. Not every day has to be busy or dramatic. Exactly. Bao, sometimes peace is the best thing. I love that kind of exchange because it feels real, gentle, and emotionally natural. It also teaches you how to keep a conversation without using difficult words. You only need clear thoughts, simple structures, and a relaxed tone. Now let's practice some sentences for being tired, because this is one of the most human and common things we talk about. I am getting sleepy now. My body feels heavy tonight. I think I used a lot of energy today. I can feel the tiredness in my shoulders. My eyes are starting to feel tired. I should stop looking at screens soon. I need a slow and quiet ending to the day. I do not want to stay up too late tonight. I know I will regret it tomorrow. Rest is important for me right now. I have done enough for one day. I can let myself slow down now. I do not need to do everything tonight. Some things can wait until tomorrow. I want to listen to what my body needs. These are very useful because real English includes knowing how to express physical feelings simply and honestly. When you can speak about tiredness, hunger, stress, energy, and comfort, your English becomes more natural and more useful for daily life. Now let's move into bedtime routine sentences. These are soft, easy to imagine, and perfect for shadowing with a relaxed voice. I am going to get ready for bed now. I should wash my face first. I need to brush my teeth. Let me put my clothes away before I sleep. I want my room to feel clean and calm. I should fill my water bottle for the night. I almost forgot to turn off the kitchen light. I need to check the door one more time. Now everything feels ready. I can finally rest. I want to sleep deeply tonight. I hope I wake up feeling refreshed. I am grateful for this quiet moment. I made it through the day. And that is enough. I am ready to let the day go now. Lovely. Truly lovely. These sentences create such a clear and peaceful picture, and that makes them easier to remember, especially when you shadow them slowly and let each image form in your mind. Now I want to give you a paragraph of comforting English, the kind of sentences you can repeat not only for language practice, but also for calm and emotional balance. I did what I could today. I do not need to judge myself too harshly. I am allowed to rest now. I am allowed to slow down. I am still learning, and learning takes time. I do not need perfect days to make progress. I only need honest effort. I showed up for myself today. I practiced. I tried. And I kept going. That matters. Tomorrow is another chance to continue. I can begin again whenever I need to. My progress is real, even when it feels small. I trust that these little steps are leading somewhere good. That paragraph is so powerful for shadowing because it blends useful grammar with real human feeling. And when language touches both the voice and the heart, it tends to stay longer. Now let's shift into weekend and free time English, because people often talk about what they do when they are not working. And these sentences are very helpful for conversation. I might stay home this weekend. I think I need some quiet time. I have been busy lately. So rest sounds nice. Maybe I will clean my room and relax. I also want to catch up on a few things. I have not had much time for myself recently. A slow weekend sounds perfect to me. I might go for a walk if the weather is nice. I would love to spend some time outdoors. A fresh air always helps my mood. I do not need big plans to enjoy my weekend. Sometimes simple things feel the best. I just want a little balance after a busy week. That sounds like exactly what I need. These sentences are great because they help you talk about preference, rest, planning, and lifestyle in an easy and natural way. And those are very common conversation topics. Let's continue with a friend-to-friend weekend conversation. What are you doing this weekend? I am not completely sure yet. I might keep things simple. That sounds nice. Sometimes simple is best. Yes, I do not feel like doing too much. I just want some time to breathe. I understand that. This week felt long. It really did. I need a little break from everything. Maybe you should take a walk or do something relaxing. That is a good idea. I think I will. Very nice. Notice the rhythm again. It moves naturally. One small thought at a time. Real English conversation often sounds exactly like this. Not dramatic, not complex, just warm, clear, and connected. Now let's practice shopping and money sentences in a softer, everyday style. I need to be careful with my spending this week. I bought a few extra things yesterday, so I should slow down now. I only want to buy what I really need. It helps when I make a list first. I do not want to waste money on random things. This is nice. Oh, but I do not think I need it. I should compare prices before I decide. Sometimes the cheaper option is good enough. I am trying to make better choices with money. A small difference can matter over time. I feel better when I spend carefully. I want to be more mindful about little purchases. That kind of English is extremely practical because money and daily decisions come up in conversation all the time. And it helps you express your thoughts clearly without using complicated language. Now let's go into travel and movement English again, but this time with a slightly different feeling. Imagine you are returning from somewhere or talking about a short trip. The ride home was longer than usual. There was more traffic than I expected. Oh, I am glad I left when I did. Otherwise, I would have been much later. I listened to music on the way, and that helped a little. The train was crowded tonight, so I had to stand for most of the trip. I do not mind short delays, but long ones can be frustrating. I was happy when I finally got home. Traveling can be tiring after a long day, but sometimes it gives me quiet time to think. I like looking out the window when I travel. It helps me slow down for a moment. Excellent. These are useful because so many daily conversations include short comments about roads, buses, trains, traffic, delays, and getting home. Practical English often grows from exactly these small, repeated life experiences. Why, now let's practice some sentences for making plans with other people, because this gives you flexible English you can use again and again. Are you free tomorrow afternoon? I think so. What did you have in mind? I was thinking we could meet for coffee. That sounds nice. I would like that. What time works best for you? Maybe around 3. If that is okay. 3 should be fine. Let's choose a place that is easy to find. Good idea. I know a quiet cafe near the station. Perfect. Send me the address when you can. I will. And I am looking forward to it. Me too. It will be nice to catch up. This is excellent shadowing material because it trains invitations, agreement, time expressions, and friendly tone all at once. Those are essential parts of real-life conversation. Now let's bring in some self-correction and mistake-friendly English, because no one speaks perfectly all the time, and knowing how to recover is part of speaking well. Sorry, let me say that again. That is not exactly what I meant. I think I explained it badly. Let me try one more time. I used the wrong word there. What I wanted to say was this. Give me a second to think. I know what I mean, but I need to say it more clearly. Thank you for being patient with me. I am still learning how to express some ideas. I understand better than I speak sometimes, but I am working on it. I feel more confident when I stay calm. That set of sentences is very important because real fluency is not about never making mistakes. It is about staying in the conversation, correcting yourself naturally, and continuing without fear. Now let's move into a soft review paragraph that gathers together many of the emotions and situations we have practiced so far. I can speak about my morning, my meals, my work, my errands, my evening, and my plans for tomorrow. I can talk about being busy, feeling calm, getting tired, and needing rest. I can describe small moments from ordinary life. And that is real progress. I do not need every sentence to be advanced. I need my English to feel useful and alive. I am learning the language of daily living, the language people use again and again. I am building familiarity with natural rhythm. I am training my ears, my mouth, and my memory together. That is why this practice matters so much. Very beautiful. You are creating a strong base, and that strong base will support everything else you learn later. Now let's add a short set of simple present and present continuous style sentences, because these forms appear constantly in real English. I usually drink tea at night. I often read before bed. I am drinking water right now. I am sitting in a comfortable place. I usually need quiet in the evening. I am feeling calmer now. I normally go to sleep before midnight. I am trying to sleep earlier these days. I often think about tomorrow before bed. I am making a small plan in my head right now. I usually forget one small thing, but I remember it later. I am learning to prepare ahead of time. Very good. These are useful because they help you feel the difference between general routine and what is happening now. And shadowing both kinds of sentences helps your grammar become more natural without heavy explanation. Now imagine a slower part of the week, maybe a normal weekday afternoon or an early evening when you have a little space to think. This is a good moment to practice English for routines, choices, and small observations. I finally have a little time to catch my breath. The day has been steady so far. I am glad things are not too stressful right now. I like moments when life feels simple. I do not need excitement all the time. Sometimes a calm day is exactly what I need. I can hear a little noise outside, but it does not bother me. I like sitting here for a few quiet minutes. I am thinking about what I still need to do. I want to use the rest of the day wisely. I should not waste this calm energy. It helps me when I do one thing at a time. I feel more balanced when I stay organized. I am learning how to protect my peace. These are deeply useful sentences because they sound honest, gentle, and realistic. Okay, they are the kinds of things people say to themselves and to others all the time. And that makes them excellent for shadowing. Let's move into a set of sentences about cleaning, organizing, and taking care of your space. Because daily life. English becomes much stronger when you can describe these ordinary actions easily. I need to tidy up this room a little. There are a few things out of place. I should put these books back on the shelf. The chair is covered with clothes again. I do not like when the room feels crowded. A clean space helps me relax. I want the table to look clearer. I should throw away these old papers. I do not need to keep everything. This drawer is more messy than I thought. I forgot what I even put in here. Maybe I should organize one small section at a time. That feels easier than trying to do everything at once. I always feel better after cleaning a little. The room looks calmer already. Excellent. Notice how practical these are. They help you speak about common actions, and they also give you useful verbs like tidy, put back, throw away, keep, organize, and relax. These are everyday English building blocks, and repeating them in full sentences makes them much more natural to use later. Now let's practice a short, everyday conversation about home life. The kind of easy exchange that can happen naturally between two people. Did you clean the living room today? Yes. Just a little. It looks much better now. Thank you. I wanted it to feel less messy. I can tell. It feels calmer in here. I still need to organize the table, but I will do that later. That is okay. You have already done enough for now. I know. I just like when everything feels in order. Me too. A clean space changes the whole mood. It really does. I can relax more easily when the room is tidy. That little exchange is very helpful because it teaches agreement, response, and simple emotional reactions to daily tasks. Real conversations often sound just like this: warm, calm, and connected to ordinary life. Now let's go into grocery shopping in a more detailed way, because this is one of the richest areas of daily English practice. There are so many real-life sentences here that can help your speaking feel useful and confident. I need to stop at the grocery store today. We are running low on a few things. I should buy fruit, bread, and some milk. I also need rice and a few vegetables. Let me check the kitchen first so I do not buy the same thing twice. I always forget one small item when I do not make a list. A list saves me time and money. I do not want to walk around without a plan. The store might be crowded at this hour, so I should go soon. I hope the fresh produce still looks good. I prefer buying food for a few days at a time. It helps me feel more prepared. I do not want to buy too much and waste it. I am trying to make smarter choices these days. This is wonderful practice because these sentences sound practical, adult, and real. Exactly the kind of English you can use in normal life again and again. Let's continue inside the store. And imagine that you are moving from one section to another, speaking simple English in your mind as you shop. The apples look fresh today. These bananas are a little too green. I think I will wait a day or two before eating them. The tomatoes look better on this side. I only need a small amount, not too much. This bread is softer than the other one. I should check the date before I buy it. The eggs are more expensive than last week. I wonder why the price changed. Maybe I should choose the smaller pack today. I do not think I need a big one right now. I came in for a few things, but my basket is already getting full. I should stop adding random items. I know how easy that becomes. The line at the register does not look too bad. I might be done sooner than I expected. Excellent. This is exactly how shadowing helps. You are not just learning words like apples, eggs, or bread. You are learning how thoughts connect in ordinary situations, and that is what makes language feel alive. Now let's practice polite customer sentences. Because fluency also means knowing how to communicate clearly with strangers in public places. Excuse me. Where can I find the bottled water? Do you have a smaller size in this product? I am looking for something without sugar. Is this on sale today? I think the price on the shelf was different. Could you please check that for me? Thank you. I appreciate it. Do you have a paper bag instead? That is okay. I can wait a moment. Sorry. I think this item was scanned twice. Could you help me with that? Thank you for your time. Have a good evening. These are extremely useful lines, and they teach you not only what to say, but also how to sound polite, steady, and confident. That kind of communication matters a lot in real life. Now let's move into talking about health in a very simple, everyday way. Not medical language. Just normal human language people use when they talk about how they feel. I feel a little tired today. I think I need more sleep. My head feels a bit heavy. I have been staring at screens for too long. I should drink more water. I forgot to rest during the day. My shoulders feel tense. I need to stretch a little. I think my body is asking for a slower pace. I am not sick, just a little worn out. I need a quiet evening and an early night. That usually helps me feel better. I should take care of myself before this gets worse. Sometimes the body needs simple things: rest, water, and calm. These sentences are important because physical feelings are part of daily conversation, and they also help you connect English to your real experience. When language matches your life, it becomes easier to remember and easier to use. Let's continue with supportive self-care sentences, because many people need English for talking kindly to themselves too. I need to listen to my body more carefully. Rest is not a waste of time. I do not have to push myself all the time. I can slow down without feeling guilty. Taking care of myself helps everything else. A short break now can help me later. I deserve basic care and quiet. I do not need to earn rest through exhaustion. I am learning to treat myself better. Small healthy choices matter. I want to live with more balance. I feel better when I respect my limits. I am allowed to step back and breathe. These are beautiful shadowing sentences because they are emotionally real. An emotionally real language tends to stay in the mind more deeply than empty practice does. Now let's shift into talking about hobbies, because hobbies help conversations feel warmer and more personal. And they are very common in English-speaking practice. I enjoy reading when I have quiet time. It helps me slow down and focus. I do not always read for long, but even a few pages feels nice. Sometimes I listen to music while I clean. It makes simple tasks feel lighter. I like going for walks when the weather is good. Fresh air clears my mind. I also enjoy learning small new things online. It feels satisfying to stay curious. I do not need expensive hobbies to enjoy my free time. Simple habits can bring a lot of peace. I think hobbies help people feel more like themselves. They give the mind a different kind of energy. I want to make more time for the things I enjoy. Very good. Hobbies are powerful conversation material because they help you explain your personality, your routine, and your preferences in a natural way. Now let's build that into a conversation. What do you usually do in your free time? It depends on my mood, but I often read or go for a walk. That sounds relaxing. Do you prefer quiet hobbies? Most of the time, yes. I like things that help me slow down. I understand that. Life already feels busy enough sometimes. Exactly. That is why I enjoy simple things. Do you listen to music too? Yes, especially in the evening. It helps me relax. That is such a natural exchange. And it teaches one of the most useful parts of real conversation: asking follow-up questions. Real English does not only depend on having answers. It also depends on being able to keep the connection moving with interest and ease. Now let's go into work and study pressure in a human and realistic way. Why? Because many learners need to express stress, deadlines, and effort in clear English. I have a lot on my plate right now. This week feels more demanding than usual. I am trying to manage everything carefully. Some tasks are taking longer than I expected. I do not want to fall behind, but I also do not want to burn out. I need to stay focused without being too hard on myself. That balance is not always easy. I am learning to prioritize what matters most. Not everything can be done at once. I should stop expecting myself to do everything perfectly. Done is sometimes better than perfect. I need to remember that. It helps me breathe a little easier. These are excellent adult daily life sentences. Ciao, because they reflect the real pressure people often feel. And they help you talk about responsibility in a calm and honest way. Let's follow that with a few solution-focused sentences, because strong communication often includes both challenge and response. I need to break this into smaller steps. That will make it feel more manageable. I should start with the most important task. Then I can move to the next thing. One clear step is better than 10 confused ones. I do not need to solve everything tonight. I just need to make progress. A little structure can change my whole mood. I work better when I stop panicking. Calm helps me think more clearly. I can do this more gently than before. That sounds very human and very useful, because real English often includes this kind of practical self-guidance, especially during busy days. Now let's bring in transportation English again, but this time with more conversational feeling. I left a little earlier today because I expected traffic. That was probably a good decision. The roads were already getting busy. I am glad I did not wait any longer. The bus was more crowded than usual, so I had to stand most of the way. I do not love that after a long day, but sometimes it happens. At least the ride was not too long. I listened to something calming on the way home. That helped the time pass more easily. I always appreciate a smooth trip home, but it can really change the mood of the evening. Very nice. This kind of English is practical because transportation is part of life for so many people. And being able to describe these small experiences clearly makes your speech much more natural. Now let's practice some neighbor and community English. Simple language that can happen around your home. I saw my neighbor outside this morning. We talked for just a minute. She asked how my week was going. I said it had been a little busy, but okay. We also talked about the weather. It was a short conversation, but it felt nice. I like small, friendly moments like that. They make a place feel warmer. I do not know everyone in the area, but I appreciate kindness. Even a simple hello can change the mood of the day. This is very useful daily life English because many real conversations are short, light, and friendly, not deep or dramatic. And learning how to handle those moments well is part of true fluency. Now let's do a gentle practice paragraph focused on gratitude. because gratitude language is soft, useful, and emotionally rich. I am grateful for small, peaceful moments. I am grateful for a quiet place to rest. I am grateful for the chance to learn and grow. I am grateful for the progress I have made, even if it is slow. I am grateful for ordinary days that pass gently. I am grateful for simple meals, clear air, and calm evenings. I am learning to notice what is already good. I do not want to rush past every quiet blessing. Some of the best parts of life are very small. I want to be more present for those moments. That is a beautiful paragraph to shadow because it trains natural sentence rhythm, meaningful emotion, and useful vocabulary all at once. Now let's turn towards speaking about memories, because even simple past tense sentences can become very natural and expressive when they are tied to real life. I talked to an old friend yesterday. It was nice to hear her voice again. We had not spoken in a while, but the conversation felt easy. We talked about work, family, and everyday life. It reminded me how important simple connections are. I also remembered a place we used to visit together. That memory came back very clearly. Some memories stay soft and warm in the mind, even after a long time. I like when a conversation brings those moments back. It makes life feel more connected somehow. These are wonderful because they help you practice the past tense in a calm, natural way without making grammar feel heavy. You are simply telling a small story. And that is how language should feel. Now let's continue that with a few simple story sentences. Last weekend, I stayed home for most of the day. At first, I thought I might feel bored, but I actually enjoyed the quiet. I cleaned a little, made something simple to eat, and spent time reading. It was not an exciting day, but it felt restful. By evening, I noticed that I felt lighter. Sometimes slow days give us exactly what we need. I am starting to appreciate that more. Very nice. This kind of storytelling is important because it helps you connect actions, feelings, and reflection, all in easy English that sounds natural and human. Now let's do some gentle confidence-building lines before closing this section. I can describe real moments in English. I can talk about cleaning, shopping, health, hobbies, work, travel, and memory. I do not need perfect grammar every second to communicate clearly. I can speak with calmness and honesty. That already has value. My English becomes stronger when I stay connected to real life. Daily situations are teaching me useful patterns. Repetition is making these patterns feel more normal. I am building a voice in English, one sentence at a time. I trust this process more than before. I am becoming more capable with every round of practice. Beautiful. Keep that feeling close to you, because that growing trust is one of the most important parts of fluency. Before we end this section, let's finish with one more connected flow that gathers everything in a soft and natural way. Today I practiced English through real daily situations. I spoke about home, shopping, health, hobbies, work, travel, neighbors, gratitude, and memories. I repeated polite sentences, calm sentences, problem sentences, and self-care sentences. I allowed everyday English to feel meaningful, not boring. I listened to the rhythm of natural speech, and I gave my own voice space to follow it. I do not need to rush ahead of myself. I only need to keep showing up like this, with patience, honesty, and steady practice. That is how daily English becomes living English. And I can feel that change happening slowly inside me. I will keep going. I will keep learning. And I will keep trusting these small steps. That is wonderful. Truly wonderful. And when you are ready, we will continue with even more useful shadowing practice for real-life conversations and everyday confidence. Now let's continue gently. You have already built so much good practice into your voice. And I want you to keep that same calm feeling as we move forward. There is no pressure here, only steady repetition, clear listening, and simple daily English that you can truly carry into real life. Sometimes learners think they need more difficult words to improve, but very often, what they really need is deeper comfort with common sentences, the kind of sentences people use at home, outside, with friends, at work, while resting, and while simply moving through an ordinary day. So let's keep doing exactly that. I am staying relaxed while I practice. I do not need to impress anyone right now. I only need to keep learning. My English grows when I repeat real sentences. I feel more connected to the language now. These patterns are starting to feel familiar. I can hear the flow more clearly than before. I am becoming more natural with every round. I trust that this practice is helping me, even when the change feels small. That is the right feeling to hold on to, because language grows best when the mind feels safe, steady, and open. Now imagine a simple morning on the weekend, not rushed, not heavy. Just a slow start to the day. Weekend English is a little different from weekday English because it often carries more ease, more choice, and a softer kind of energy. I woke up without an alarm today. That already feels different from a work day. I stayed in bed for a few extra minutes, just enjoying the quiet. I did not need to rush anywhere, and that felt wonderful. The morning light looked soft and gentle. I could hear a little sound from outside, but everything still felt calm. I like slow mornings when I have nothing urgent to do. They help me feel more like myself. I think I needed this kind of quiet start. My body feels less tense today. My mind also feels a little clearer. I want to protect this peaceful mood for as long as I can. A slow beginning changes the whole day sometimes. Very good. These are lovely sentences because they help you describe mood, routine, and quiet observation in a natural way, and they sound deeply human. Let's continue with a few easy weekend home sentences because home life often becomes a little different when time feels more open. I am still wearing comfortable clothes. I have not fully started the day yet. I might make a late breakfast today. There is no reason to hurry. I want to enjoy this slower pace. The house feels calmer on weekends. I can hear fewer sounds than usual. That makes the morning feel even softer. I should open the curtains and let some light in. Fresh air would feel nice too. Maybe I will tidy up a little later, but not right now. For now, I just want to sit with my tea and relax. I do not need a perfect plan for today. I only need a peaceful start. Excellent. This kind of English is so useful because it teaches you how to speak about small daily choices. And small daily choices are part of conversation all the time. Now let's move into cafe English, because cafes are one of the most natural places for real-life speaking practice. You might order something, meet someone, wait quietly, or simply observe the people around you. I am thinking about going to a cafe this afternoon. It would be nice to get out for a little while. I have not been anywhere all morning, so a change of place sounds good. I might bring a notebook with me. Sometimes I like writing in quiet public places. The cafe near my street is usually comfortable. It is not too noisy, and the chairs are nice. I like places where I can sit without feeling rushed. Maybe I will order coffee, or maybe just tea. I have not decided yet. I do not need much, just a calm place and a warm drink. Sometimes that is enough to reset the mind. Beautiful. Notice how natural and simple this sounds. That is exactly why it is powerful shadowing practice. It sounds like a real person talking about a real afternoon. Now imagine you are standing at the counter, ready to order politely and clearly. I would like a small coffee. Please. Could I also get a glass of water? Do you have anything without too much sugar? I think I will take this one. Thank you. Can I sit here for a while? Or is this area reserved? That is perfect. Thank you so much. The drink smells really nice. It looks hotter than I expected. So I should wait a minute. This place feels comfortable today. I am glad I came. These short sentences are excellent because they help you build simple public confidence. And they use very natural, polite structures that work in many places. Not only cafes, but restaurants, shops, and other everyday situations too. Let's continue with a small cafe conversation. The kind of exchange that feels warm and ordinary. Is anyone sitting here? No. Go ahead. Thank you. I just needed a quiet corner. I understand. It is nice in here today. Yes. The atmosphere feels calm. Do you come here often? From time to time? Usually when I want a change of space. Same here. It helps me clear my head a little. That is such a natural little conversation. and it shows something important. English does not always need a big topic. Sometimes people simply connect through a place, a feeling, or a small observation, and that is enough to create real communication. Now let's shift into technology English, because daily life today includes phones, laptops, messages, charging cables, internet problems. How in all kinds of ordinary digital moments, I need to charge my phone again. The battery drops so quickly these days. I forgot my charger in the other room. I should bring it here before I forget. My screen time has been too high lately. I want to spend less time staring at this device. I only opened my phone to check one message, and then I got distracted. That happens more often than I like. I need to answer this email before the evening. I also have to send one file later. I hope the internet stays stable tonight. It was acting strange earlier. This update is taking longer than I expected. Technology helps a lot, but it can also be tiring. These are very useful modern daily life sentences, and almost everyone needs them. So shadowing them gives you English you can use right away. Let's keep going with small phone and message conversations. Hi, I just saw your message. Sorry for the late reply. I was away from my phone. No problem. I only wanted to ask one quick thing. Sure. What do you need? Can you send me that picture again? I cannot seem to find it. Of course. I will send it in a minute. Thank you. I appreciate it. Also, let me know when you are free later. We should talk about tomorrow. That sounds good. I will message you after dinner. Perfect. Talk to you later. These exchanges are so common in modern life. And because they are common, or they are exactly the kind of English you want to feel comfortable with. Now let's practice a few apology and correction sentences, because real communication often includes small mistakes, misunderstandings, and kind ways to fix them. Sorry, I completely forgot. I should have answered sooner. I did not mean to make things difficult. That was my mistake. Let me correct that. I think I misunderstood what you meant. Thank you for explaining it again. Sorry. I was not paying full attention. Let me try one more time. I see the problem now. I appreciate your patience. I know that took longer than expected. I will be more careful next time. These are important because they help you sound polite, to calm, and mature. Real fluency includes knowing how to repair a moment, not just how to begin one. Now let's move into appointment and schedule English, because people often talk about time, plans, delays, and rescheduling in daily life. I have an appointment later this afternoon. I should leave a little early just in case. I do not want to arrive late. The place is not too far from here. But traffic can be unpredictable. Let me check the time one more time. I still have enough time to get ready. I should take the address with me just to be safe. I always feel better when I leave prepared. I think I can finish this before I go. I only need a few more minutes. If something changes, I will send a message. I do not like last-minute confusion. I prefer to stay organized. These are excellent practical sentences, and they help you talk about planning, responsibility, and movement in a very natural way. Let's turn that into a little conversation. Are we still meeting at 4? Yes. 4 should still be fine. Good. I just wanted to confirm. Thanks for checking. I am getting ready now, and I should leave soon. Perfect. I might be a few minutes early. That is fine. I am almost there myself. Okay. See you in a bit. See you soon. This is wonderful shadowing material because it trains short real-life coordination. And those small planning conversations happen all the time with friends, coworkers, family, and almost everyone else. Now let's practice some feelings around waiting, because waiting is such a normal part of daily life. And it gives you useful language for public situations. I have been waiting for a little while now, but it is okay. The line is moving slowly, but at least it is moving. I should have brought something to read. Waiting feels longer when I keep checking the time. I do not want to get impatient. Sometimes things simply take longer than expected. I can use this time to slow down a little. Maybe this pause is not such a bad thing. I do not always need to be in a rush. That is a powerful set of sentences because it helps you express both the situation and your reaction to it. And that is a very important skill in natural conversation. Now let's go into restaurant English. A little different from cafe English, but still very common and useful. We are ready to order now. I would like something light. Please. What do you recommend here? That sounds good. I think I will try that. Could we also get some water for the table? Thank you. Everything looks great. This smells amazing. I was hungrier than I realized. The portion is bigger than I expected. I might take some of this home later. The food came out surprisingly fast. I am glad we chose this place. The atmosphere here is really nice. Would you like to share dessert? Maybe just one. That should be enough. These sentences are practical, pleasant, and very easy to imagine, which makes them ideal for shadowing. When the scene is clear, the language stays more easily. Let's continue with a natural meal conversation. How is your food? It is really good. I am glad I ordered this. Mine is nice too, though it is a little spicy. I did not expect that. Do you want some water? Yes, please. That would help. This place is better than I thought it would be. I agree. I would come back here again. Me too. The service has been good as well. Though these kinds of exchanges are beautiful in their simplicity, they teach response, opinion, reaction, and friendly interaction, all with easy daily life English. Now I want to bring in some English for personal habits because people often talk about what they are trying to change, improve, or do more consistently. I am trying to wake up earlier these days. I feel better when my morning starts slowly. I also want to drink more water. I know I do not drink enough most days. I am working on being more consistent with small habits. I do not want to depend only on motivation. I want simple routines that support me. I am also trying to spend less time on my phone at night. It affects my sleep more than I like. Where small habits shape daily life more than we realize. I am learning that more clearly now. A little discipline can bring a lot of peace. These are very strong sentences because they help you talk about self-improvement in a realistic and adult way, not with big dramatic language, but with simple, honest English. Let's turn that into a conversation about habits. I have been trying to change a few routines lately. Really? Like what? Mostly small things, like sleeping earlier and using my phone less. That sounds healthy. Has it been helping? A little. Yes, it is not perfect, but I can feel some difference. That is how change usually happens. Slowly. Exactly. I am trying not to expect instant results. That is a very useful exchange because it teaches you how to discuss goals, change, and progress in a very everyday way. And those are common topics in meaningful conversations. Now let's practice some simple English for focus and distraction, because nearly everyone deals with these things, and they come up often in normal life. I keep losing my focus today. My mind is jumping from one thing to another. I should put my phone away for a while. That might help me concentrate. I need a quieter environment right now. There is too much noise around me. I usually work better when things are simple. Maybe I should take a short break and restart. Sometimes a fresh start helps more than pushing harder. I know I can focus better than this. I just need to reset a little. These are excellent because they sound realistic, supportive, and useful for study, work, and self-awareness, all at the same time. Now let's move into friendship English, soft, sincere, and important for real connection. I am grateful for friends who make life feel lighter. A good conversation can change the whole day. It helps to talk to someone who really listens. I appreciate people who speak kindly. I do not need a huge circle, just a few real connections. Some friendships feel easy in the best way. We do not need to talk all the time to care about each other. Even a short message can mean a lot. I want to be that kind of friend too. Present, honest, and thoughtful. This is lovely daily life English because human connection is one of the most meaningful things we talk about. And learning to express it simply is very powerful. Let's follow that with a short friend conversation. I am really glad we talked today. Me too. I needed that more than I realized. It is nice to speak with someone who understands. I feel the same way. Sometimes even a short conversation helps a lot. Yes, it reminds me that I am not carrying everything alone. Exactly. And that matters. That is such real human English. Oh, and it helps you practice emotional honesty without using difficult language. That is one of the best kinds of shadowing practice because it trains the voice to carry feeling, not just words. Now let's practice a few simple past tense lines about a normal recent day. Yesterday was busier than I expected. I got a late start in the morning, and that changed the whole pace of the day. I still managed to finish what mattered most, but I felt rushed more than once. In the evening, I decided to slow down and stop pushing myself. That helped more than I thought it would. I made something simple to eat, cleaned a little, and went to bed earlier. It was not a perfect day, but it ended in a peaceful way. Very good. This kind of mini story practice is extremely helpful because it teaches you how to talk about real events in a calm, connected way. And that is a big part of everyday fluency. Now let's close this section with a longer reflective paragraph. The kind of English that brings everything together in a calm and steady flow. Today, I practiced English through many ordinary human moments. I spoke about quiet mornings, cafes, technology, messages, appointments, waiting, restaurants, habits, focus, friendships, and simple memories from recent days. I practiced polite public English, personal habit English, emotional English, and reflective English. I noticed that daily life gives me endless useful sentences, and that makes this kind of practice feel real. I do not need to separate English from life. I can bring English directly into life, into meals, plans, feelings, routines, and conversations. The more I do that, the more natural the language becomes. I am not just repeating random lines. I am building a real voice for real situations. And I can feel that voice becoming stronger, calmer, and more familiar with every round of shadowing. That is wonderful, truly wonderful. Keep that same gentle rhythm with you. And when you are ready, we will continue with even more natural sentences to carry this full practice forward. Wow. Now imagine a normal afternoon when you are doing a few simple tasks around the house, not rushing, just moving gently from one thing to another. This kind of English is very useful because daily life is full of small actions that connect naturally. I need to fold these clothes before they sit here all day. I washed them this morning, but I never put them away. It only takes a few minutes, but I keep delaying it. I should finish it now while I am thinking about it. This towel is still a little damp, so I will leave it out longer. I need to match these socks properly. I always lose one somehow. I want this space to feel more settled. Little tasks can make a room feel different. I do not need to do everything today, but doing something small helps. I feel lighter when simple things are finished. The house feels better when I take care of it. These are powerful sentences because they sound so ordinary. And ordinary language is often the most useful language of all. It helps you narrate your real life. And that is exactly what makes English feel alive. Let's continue with simple kitchen English, because the kitchen is one of the most common places for real daily conversation, and it gives you rich practice with actions, choices, and small observations. I need to put the dishes away. They have been drying for a while. The counter looks better than it did earlier. I should wipe it down one more time. There are still a few crumbs near the toaster. I do not want to leave a mess behind. I should rinse this cup before it stains. The fridge needs a little attention too. I think there are leftovers from 2 days ago. I should check them before they go bad. The kitchen always feels more peaceful when it is clean. I enjoy cooking more when the space feels fresh. I do not need a perfect home, but I do like a calm one. Excellent. These sentences train you to describe space, action, and preference, all in a natural voice. And that is a big part of speaking comfortably in English. Now let's practice a small home conversation around daily chores. Could you help me with this for a minute? Of course. What do you need? I just need to move these boxes to the other room. That is fine. They do not look too heavy. Thank you. I would rather do it now than later. I understand. It is easier to finish things while you still have energy. Exactly. Once I sit down, I do not want to get up again. That is very true. Let's do it quickly then. Perfect. I appreciate the help. That exchange is simple, but very natural. And it teaches useful ideas like offering help, accepting help, and making light conversation while doing ordinary things. That is real life fluency. Not only speaking alone, but speaking through the small shared moments of daily routine. Now, let's move into weather and clothing together, because these two topics often connect in real life, and they give you many useful sentence patterns. It looked warm earlier, but now it feels cooler. I am glad I brought something light to wear. The wind changed more than I expected. I think I will need a jacket later. This sweater feels more comfortable than the other one. I should have checked the weather before leaving. The afternoon sun looked stronger than it felt. It is one of those days when the temperature keeps changing. I do not like feeling too cold indoors. Maybe I should bring an extra layer next time. It is easier to be prepared than uncomfortable. I always appreciate soft clothes on long days. Comfort matters more to me than fashion sometimes. Very nice. These are excellent because they help you speak about comfort, decisions, and small reactions. And those are exactly the kinds of things people talk about naturally every day. Now, let's practice going out for a simple errand. Maybe to pick something up. Maybe to drop something off. Maybe just to handle one small responsibility. I only need to go out for a few minutes. I should leave now before it gets later. The shop is not far, so I can walk there. I need to pick up one thing and come back. I do not want to turn this into a long trip. It is better to finish it quickly. I almost forgot why I was going out. I should check my list before I leave. I know myself. If I do not write it down, I may forget. The street is quieter than usual right now. That makes the walk feel easier. I like short walks when I have something simple to do. They help me clear my head a little. This is wonderful practice because it connects movement, memory, and daily purpose in a very natural way. And that kind of connected speech is what helps learners sound more fluent over time. Let's continue with a few sentences about asking for directions or confirming a place. Excuse me. Am I going the right way for the post office? I think I took the wrong street. Could you tell me if this road leads to the main market? How far is it from here? Is it close enough to walk? Or should I take a bus? Thank you. That helps a lot. I was feeling a little unsure. I always worry when I do not know the area well. Now I know where I am going, so that feels much better. These are strong, practical sentences because fluency is not only about comfortable situations. It is also about knowing how to stay calm and communicate clearly when you feel uncertain. That is a very useful kind of confidence. Now let's shift into English for waiting at home for something. Maybe a delivery, maybe a call, maybe a message, maybe a guest. I am waiting for a package today. It should arrive sometime this afternoon. I do not know the exact time, so I need to stay nearby. I hope it comes before evening. I do not want to miss the delivery. I should keep my phone close just in case. Sometimes these things come earlier than expected, and sometimes they come much later. Waiting without a clear time can feel strange. It makes it harder to fully relax. Still, I can use this time for something useful. I do not have to sit and think about it every second. It will come when it comes. That is such good everyday English because waiting is part of normal life. And being able to talk about it simply and calmly helps a lot. Now let's practice a short message exchange about timing. Hi, are you still coming today? Yes, I am just running a little late. No problem. How about how long do you think? Maybe 20 minutes. Traffic is slower than I expected. That is okay. I am home anyway. Thanks for understanding. I will message you when I am close. Sounds good. See you soon. These quick back and forth lines are extremely useful because modern conversation often happens in short messages like this, and shadowing them helps you sound more natural in real communication, especially when plans shift slightly or timing changes. Now let's go into simple English for receiving someone at home, because many learners need everyday sentences for guests, visits, and natural hospitality. Come in. It is good to see you. Sorry, the place is a little messy today. I was doing a few things before you arrived. Please sit wherever you like. Would you like some water or tea? Make yourself comfortable. I am glad you made it safely. Was the traffic bad on the way here? You got here faster than I expected. I was just finishing up in the kitchen. It is nice to have company today. The house feels warmer when someone visits. These are rich daily life sentences, and they help you practice a friendly tone, welcoming language, and simple hospitality, all of which are important parts of natural conversation. Let's continue that with a gentle guest conversation. Thank you for having me. Of course, I am happy you came. It has been a while since we sat and talked like this. And I know, life has felt busy lately. It really has. But I am glad we made time today. Me too. Sometimes we need these quiet conversations. Yes. They help more than people realize. That is so natural. And it carries a soft, emotional tone that is common in real life. It teaches you how to express appreciation, warmth, and connection without using difficult English. And that is a very valuable skill. Now let's move into talking about noise, quiet, and atmosphere, because these small observations appear everywhere in daily English. It is louder outside than I expected. The street has been busy all afternoon. I can hear voices from the next room, but it is not too distracting. I like a little background sound sometimes. Complete silence can feel strange on certain days. This room feels calm even when the world outside is noisy. I think lighting changes the mood too. Soft light always makes a space feel more peaceful. I notice these things more when I am tired. Comfort becomes more important at the end of the day. I want my environment to help me relax, not stress me out. These are wonderful sentences foreshadowing because they sound thoughtful, real, and connected to physical experience. When language matches what you actually notice in life, it becomes much easier to remember and use. Now let's practice some simple English for exercise and body movement. Not difficult fitness language. No, just normal daily sentences people say. I need to move my body a little today. I have been sitting too much again. Even a short walk would help. I do not need an intense workout right now. I just want to stretch and feel better. My back feels stiff from sitting. I should stand up and move around. A little movement usually helps my mood too. I always feel more awake after walking. The hardest part is usually just starting. Once I begin, it feels easier. I want to take better care of my body in simple ways. These sentences are extremely useful because health and movement are common topics. And they also teach you how to speak kindly and practically about your physical state. Let's continue with an encouraging self-talk paragraph around effort and discipline. I do not need to wait for perfect motivation. I can begin with a small action. A few minutes still count. A simple walk still matters. Stretching for 5 minutes still helps. I am learning to respect small effort. Small effort repeated often becomes a real habit. I do not need dramatic changes to improve my life. I need gentle consistency. That is what truly helps me grow. I am becoming someone who returns to good habits, even after hard days. That is beautiful English to practice because it is supportive, realistic, and deeply human. It trains grammar, rhythm, and emotional honesty all at once. Right. Now let's shift toward work and communication again, but this time with more focus on teamwork, messages, and simple coordination. I need to send that update before the day ends. I do not want anyone waiting on me. Let me check the file one more time before I send it. I should make sure everything is clear. A short message is sometimes better than a long one. I want to explain the main point simply. There is no need to make it more complicated. I will send it now and follow up later if needed. That should keep things moving. Good communication saves time for everyone. I appreciate it when people are clear and direct. I try to do the same. These are very helpful daily life work sentences because they teach clarity, key or responsibility, and practical communication, which are all essential in real English-speaking environments. Now let's build that into a small work conversation. Did you send the file already? Not yet, but I am just about to. I wanted to review it one last time. That makes sense. It is better to catch small mistakes now. Exactly. I do not think it will take much longer. No problem. Just let me know when it is done. I will. Thank you for waiting. Very nice. That kind of exchange is deeply common in work or study settings. And the more often you shadow it, the easier it becomes to speak with calm professionalism. Now, let's practice some English for frustration in a healthy tone. Oh, because daily life includes small annoyances, and being able to express them clearly without sounding too harsh is very useful. This is taking longer than it should. I thought it would be much simpler. I do not understand why this keeps happening. It is a little frustrating, to be honest. I need a moment before I deal with this again. I do not want my mood to get worse. Maybe I should step away for a few minutes. Sometimes pushing harder only makes it worse. I will come back to it with a clearer mind. I know I can figure it out. I just do not want to force it right now. These lines are excellent because they sound mature, calm, and realistic. Real fluency includes expressing frustration without losing control of your words. And that is an important skill. Let's follow that with calm recovery sentences. I feel a little better after taking a short break. My thoughts are clearer now. I can look at the problem again. It does not feel as overwhelming as before. Sometimes I only need a little distance. I am glad I did not stay stuck in that feeling. I can try again with more patience. A calmer mind changes everything. I am learning not to react too quickly. That is very strong human English. And it helps you express process, not just emotion, which is a huge part of sounding natural in daily conversation. Now let's move into a softer emotional area. You're talking about missing someone. thinking about someone, or remembering a conversation. I was thinking about an old friend earlier. I have not talked to him in a long time. Sometimes certain memories come back out of nowhere. A place, a song, or even a small smell can do that. It is strange how quickly the mind travels. I hope he is doing well wherever he is. Life moves people in different directions, but some connections stay in the heart. I think that is a beautiful part of being human. These are rich, shadowing sentences because they help your English carry feeling. And feeling is what makes language sound alive rather than empty. When your voice holds a real thought, the sentence becomes much more memorable. Now let's turn toward nighttime reflection again, because this is one of the most natural and calming parts of daily speech. The day is getting quieter now. I can feel everything slowing down. I do not want to rush the rest of the evening. I want to move through it gently. I have done enough for today, even if everything is not finished. Some things can wait until tomorrow. I do not need to carry the whole world into the night. I want to protect this quiet feeling. Nights feel better when I release the pressure of the day. I am learning to end the day more softly. That makes such a difference. These are beautiful, everyday sentences, and they help you practice emotional regulation, routine, and reflection in clear, simple English. Imagine a normal early evening when you still have a few things to finish, but the hardest part of the day is already behind you. This is such a common feeling, and it gives us many useful everyday sentences. I still have a few small things to take care of, but I am past the busiest part of the day. That already feels like a relief. I do not need to rush now. I just need to finish calmly. There are 2 or 3 things left on my mind. I should handle them before I fully relax. It is easier to enjoy the evening when loose ends are finished. I do not want to carry unfinished tasks into the night. A little effort now will help me rest later. I am trying to close the day in a cleaner way. I like it when the evening feels settled. It helps my mind feel quieter too. These are deeply practical sentences because many people feel this exact rhythm in the evening. And learning how to describe it simply makes your English much more natural. Let's continue with a few sentences about checking things off and finishing small responsibilities. I already answered the most important message. That feels good. I also paid the bill I had been postponing. It only took a minute, but I kept delaying it. I finally put that document where it belongs. Now I will not have to look for it tomorrow. I need to make one last note before I forget. I should leave this where I can see it in the morning. Small tasks feel lighter once they are done. I often think something will take longer than it really does. That is why I delay it sometimes. I am learning to just start. Starting is often the hardest part. Wonderful. Those lines are useful because they help you talk about action, delay, relief, and small habits, all in a very human and everyday way. Now let's practice a small conversation about finishing the day's responsibilities. Did you get everything done? Not everything, but I finished the important parts. That is still good. Sometimes that is enough. Yes, I am trying to be more realistic about what I can do in one day. That makes sense. It is better than pressuring yourself too much. Exactly. I want to end the day feeling calm, not defeated. I understand that completely. That short exchange is very natural, and it teaches such useful real-life communication, agreement, emotional support, and simple reflection. These are the kinds of conversations that happen quietly all the time in daily life. Now let's move into neighborhood and local place English, because people often speak about nearby places in very simple, natural sentences. I need to stop by the corner shop tomorrow. It is close enough to walk there. The people there are always friendly. I like places that feel familiar. The pharmacy is only a few streets away, so that makes things easier. Now, there is also a small bakery near the bus stop. Their bread usually smells amazing in the morning. I enjoy knowing a few places in my area well. It makes daily life feel smoother somehow. I do not need a huge city to enjoy simple routines. A few reliable places can make a place feel like home. These are excellent sentences because they help you talk about your environment, your habits, and your sense of comfort. And those are very common topics in natural conversation. Let's continue that with some simple local small talk. I saw you at the shop earlier today. Yes. I only needed a few things. That place is convenient, isn't it? It really is. I go there more often than I expected. Same here. It saves time when I do not want to go far. Exactly. And the staff are usually kind. That always makes a difference. I agree. A friendly place feels easier to return to. Beautiful. This is such ordinary, everyday English. And that is why it matters. Real fluency often lives inside these very small exchanges, not only in long, serious conversations. Now let's go into study and concentration sentences again, but this time in a softer evening way. I want to review just a little before the night ends. I do not need a long study session. I only want a small one. Consistency matters more than intensity right now. A short review helps me remember better. Let me read through these notes one more time. Some parts already feel more familiar. I am glad I repeated them earlier. That made a difference. I should focus on a few useful lines instead of too much at once. My mind responds better to smaller pieces. I am learning what kind of study works for me. It does not need to look impressive. It only needs to help. These are very strong sentences because they teach a realistic approach to learning. And realistic language is the kind that stays useful for a long time. Now let's practice a small self-check paragraph about learning. I understand some things faster now than before. I notice sentence patterns more quickly. I am beginning to hear the structure more clearly. I do not freeze as much when I repeat. I still need practice. Mao, of course, but I feel less distant from the language. English feels closer than it used to, and that means something important is changing. I want to keep building that closeness. I want the language to feel more and more like a natural part of my day. That is such powerful shadowing material because it carries honest progress, not fake perfection. Honest progress is always more useful than pressure. Now let's move into family call English, because many learners need warm, practical sentences for talking with family in daily life. I should call my family later tonight. It has been a few days since we really talked. I do not want to wait too long. Even a short call matters. And sometimes a few simple words can make someone feel cared for. I hope everyone is doing well. I just want to hear a familiar voice. It helps me feel connected, even after a long day. I know we are all busy, but staying in touch still matters. I do not always have something big to say. But that is okay. Small conversations still mean a lot. These are wonderful because they help you talk about connection, care, and ordinary family communication in a soft and natural way. Let's continue with a short phone conversation. Hi, I just wanted to check in and say hello. That is nice. I was happy to see your call. How has your day been? A little busy, but overall okay. I am glad to hear that. Did you get some time to rest? A little, and I am trying to slow down now. Good. You need that sometimes. Yes, I really do. It is always nice to hear your voice. That kind of conversation is rich shadowing practice because it is emotionally real, gentle, and built from very simple English. Exactly the kind of English that feels human and usable. Now let's move into online meeting English, because many people speak in video calls or virtual classes, and that brings its own daily sentences. Can you hear me clearly? I think my connection is stable now. Sorry, I was muted for a second. Let me say that again. I think there was a small delay. Juyu, could you repeat the last part? Please. I did not catch it fully. I can see the screen now. Thank you. I will share my part in a moment. Give me 1 second to open the file. I think everyone is here now. So we can begin. That sounds good. I am ready. These are extremely practical modern English sentences, and they help you feel more prepared for real digital communication, which is such a common part of life now. Let's continue with a few softer classroom or meeting reactions. That makes sense to me. I understand the main idea now. I need a little more time with the details. Could you explain that one part again? That example helped a lot. I think I see the pattern now. Or, I had not thought about it that way before. That is clearer than it was earlier. Let me write that down before I forget. I want to review this again later. Excellent. These are valuable because they help you participate, not just listen. And participation is a major part of real confidence in English. Being able to say what you understood, what you missed, and what helped you is a powerful communication skill. Now let's practice some simple English for comparison and choice, because daily life is full of choosing between one thing and another. This option looks better than the first one. I think the simpler choice makes more sense. The smaller bag is probably enough. I like this color more than the other one. This route is longer, but it is calmer. I would rather choose comfort than speed today. That sounds easier to manage. I do not think I need the more expensive one. This version feels clearer to me. Sometimes the best choice is the simplest one. These sentences are excellent because comparison is everywhere in real English, and practicing it in easy, natural ways helps your speech become much more flexible. Now let's bring in some English for uncertainty and decision making. I am not completely sure yet. I need a little more time to decide. Part of me wants to go, and part of me wants to stay home. I can see both sides of it. I do not want to make the choice too quickly. Sometimes I need a little space to think. I usually understand my own answer better when I slow down. There is no need to force a decision right away. I can come back to this in an hour. That may help me see it more clearly. These lines are very useful because people speak like this all the time. When choosing plans, making purchases, responding to invitations, or simply thinking through a problem. This is real daily English. Thoughtful, calm, and honest. Now let's move into invitation and polite refusal English, because both are important in real life. Thank you for inviting me. That sounds really nice. I appreciate you thinking of me. I am not sure I can make it this time. I already have something planned. But thank you. Maybe another day would work better. I would still love to see you soon. Please let me know next time too. That is a beautiful set of sentences because it teaches warmth, respect, and clarity. Saying no politely is just as important as saying yes naturally, and both are part of confident communication. Let's continue with a soft invitation conversation. We are thinking about meeting this weekend. Would you like to come? That is kind of you. Thank you. It sounds lovely, but I may need to rest that day. I understand completely. No pressure at all. Thank you. I appreciate that. I would still love to join another time. Of course. There will be other chances. This is very natural English, and it helps you handle social situations with ease, honesty, and politeness, all at the same time. Now, let's go into memory and reflection again, but this time focused on very small details from ordinary life. I remember the smell of fresh bread from a place near my old home. I remember the sound of the street in the early evening. I remember a small room where I used to study quietly. Some memories stay because of little details, not big dramatic moments, a certain light, a certain sound, or a certain habit can stay in the mind for years. I think that is beautiful. It reminds me that ordinary life matters more than we notice at the time. These are deeply human sentences, and they give your English a thoughtful and reflective tone, which is very powerful in shadowing practice. Now let's practice a short storytelling paragraph about an ordinary but meaningful day. A few days ago, I had a very simple day, but it stayed with me. I did not go anywhere special, and nothing dramatic happened. I cleaned a little, made a good meal, answered a few messages, and took a quiet walk in the evening. The weather was soft, the streets were calm, and my mind felt lighter than usual. By the time I came home, I realized that the day had given me exactly what I needed: space, balance, and a little peace. That is excellent practice because it shows how simple English can still carry depth, emotion, and story. You do not need complicated language to sound real. You need clear thought and a natural rhythm. Now let's move into a paragraph of steady encouragement for the learner's voice. I am building a voice that feels more real in English. I am not only learning words, I am learning flow, tone, timing, and confidence. I am learning how to sound like myself in another language. That takes time, and I accept that. I do not need to become fluent overnight. I need to keep coming back, to keep listening, and to keep speaking. That is enough. My progress is not always loud, but it is real. It is growing through repetition, patience, and honest effort. That is a beautiful thing, truly beautiful. This kind of paragraph is powerful because it connects language practice with identity. And when English begins to feel like part of your own voice, growth becomes much stronger. Now let's add some English for plans after the weekend, because people often talk about the next few days in a simple, forward-looking way. I need to prepare for the new week soon. I do not want Monday to feel too chaotic. A little planning now will help later. I should look at my calendar tonight. There are a few things I need to remember. I also want to leave some space for rest. A full schedule is not always a good one. I want the week to feel manageable, not overwhelming. If I start gently, I usually do better. I am learning not to fill every hour with pressure. That helps more than I expected. These are strong daily life lines because they teach planning, balance, and realistic self-management in simple English. Imagine the night is moving forward and everything around you is becoming quieter. The tasks are mostly done. The lights feel softer, and the day is slowly letting go of you. This is such a natural part of life, and it gives us beautiful English for rest, routine, and reflection. The room feels quieter now than it did an hour ago. I can finally hear my own thoughts more clearly. The day was not perfect, but it had good moments. I am trying to focus on those. I do not want to carry unnecessary stress into the night. I want the evening to feel light. I already did enough for one day. I do not need to chase anything right now. I can let the pace slow down. I can let my mind soften a little. It feels good when the world gets quieter. I think my body was waiting for this moment. I need more evenings like this, simple, calm, and unhurried. These are beautiful sentences because they help you speak about peace, fatigue, and emotional release in a way that feels natural and human. Let's continue with a few small bedtime preparation sentences, the kind people say without even thinking, but the kind that become so useful when you can say them easily in English. I should put my phone on charge before I forget. I also need to set my alarm for the morning. Let me check if the door is locked. I think I already turned off the kitchen light, but I want to make sure. I should leave my bag where I can find it easily tomorrow. I do not want to search for things in the morning. A little preparation tonight will help me start the day better. I always appreciate it later when I do small things early. It makes the next morning feel less rushed. I want tomorrow to begin with a little more ease. I am learning that calm mornings often begin the night before. That is such a useful idea. And these sentences are practical English you can use again and again in daily life. Now let's practice a soft little conversation at the end of the day. Are you getting ready to sleep soon? Yes. I think so. I am feeling tired now. Same here. It has been a long day. It really has. But I am glad things are finally quiet. Me too. I always like this part of the night, when everything slows down. I know what you mean. It feels peaceful. I hope you sleep well tonight. Thank you. I hope you do too. That kind of exchange is small, but very natural. It teaches comfort, warmth, and the soft tone people often use late in the day. And that tone is an important part of real speaking confidence. Now let's move into dreams, sleep, and waking up sentences. And because these are common in ordinary conversation and very useful for daily life. I hope I sleep deeply tonight. I need a full night of rest. I have been tired for a few days now, and I can feel it. Good sleep changes everything for me. It affects my mood, my focus, and even my patience. I want to wake up feeling fresh tomorrow. I do not want to hit the alarm 3 times again. I know I feel better when I sleep enough. I am trying to build a healthier rhythm. It is not always easy, but I know it matters. These lines are excellent because they sound real, direct, and easy to imagine. And the easier a sentence is to imagine, the easier it becomes to remember and speak. We now imagine the next morning begins, calm, ordinary, and full of another chance to live and practice. This gives us lovely English for starting again, because so much of life is simply beginning again with a new day. I woke up a little more rested today. That already makes a difference. My body feels lighter than it did yesterday. I am grateful for that. The morning feels clear and quiet. I want to keep that feeling for a while. I do not want to start the day in a rush. I want to move more gently. I know the day may become busy later, but right now it feels peaceful. I should enjoy that. A calm beginning helps me think more clearly. I am learning how much the first hour matters. These sentences are powerful because they connect routine with awareness. And awareness gives your English a natural human tone, not just a mechanical one. Let's continue with a few morning self-talk lines that are simple. Supportive. Self-talk lines that are simple. Supportive. And full of daily usefulness. I do not need to look at my phone immediately. I would rather begin the day more quietly. Let me drink some water first. I should open the window and get some fresh air. The room feels better when the air moves. I want to keep my thoughts simple this morning. One step at a time is enough. I do not need to solve the whole day right now. I only need to begin well. I can do that. I can begin with a calm mind. I can begin with a steady voice. I can begin with good habits. These are wonderful shadowing lines because they are realistic, kind, and useful far beyond this lesson. They teach language, but they also teach calmness. And that combination helps the sentences stay with you more deeply. Now let's practice breakfast and early planning in a slightly different way. I want something easy for breakfast today. I am not in the mood for anything heavy. Maybe I will have fruit and toast. That sounds simple and good. I should eat slowly instead of rushing. It helps the morning feel more grounded. I also need to think about what the day requires. There are a few things I cannot forget. I should make a small list before I get distracted. My mind works better when I write things down. I do not trust memory when I feel busy. A short plan gives me peace. I think I will start with the most important thing first. These are very natural daily life lines, and they show how English can help you organize ordinary thoughts in a clear and useful way. Now let's move into going out again, but this time with a little more awareness of the outside world. I stepped outside and noticed the air right away. It felt fresher than I expected. The street looked different in the morning light. People were already moving quickly. Everyone seemed to be heading somewhere. I like watching small morning scenes like this. A person carrying coffee, a bus pulling up, a shop opening its door. Ordinary moments can feel strangely beautiful. When you are really paying attention, I want to notice life more instead of rushing past it. These are deeply human sentences, and that makes them strong shadowing practice. Because when language carries observation, it carries life too. Let's continue with transportation English in a more flowing style. I caught the bus just in time. If I had left 1 minute later, I would have missed it. The driver looked tired, but calm. The seats near the back were already full, so I sat closer to the front. A child was talking quietly to her mother. Someone near the window was half asleep. I like noticing little scenes like that when I travel. They make the ride feel less empty somehow. The morning traffic was not too bad today, and I was grateful for that. I arrived earlier than I expected, which gave me a few extra minutes to breathe. Beautiful. This kind of English helps you tell little stories from ordinary moments. And those little stories are exactly the kind of language people use in real conversation all the time. Now let's practice some English for arriving somewhere, whether it is work, class, an appointment, or just a planned place in your day. I made it here a little early, and that feels good. I would rather arrive early than rush in late. It gives me time to settle my mind. I can sit for a minute and get organized. Let me check if I have everything. Yes, I think I am ready. I always feel better when I have a few quiet minutes before starting. They help me enter the moment more calmly. Rushing changes everything, even the way I speak. I want my day to have a steadier rhythm. These sentences are useful because they teach time, preparation, and internal state all together. And that is a very natural way to speak about daily life. Now let's shift into polite professional English, the kind that works in work, study, or formal daily settings. Good morning. I hope you are doing well. I just wanted to follow up on the message from yesterday. Thank you for your patience. I appreciate the update. I will take a look at this today. Let me know if anything changes. I think we are moving in the right direction. I just need a little more time to finish my part. I want to make sure it is clear before I send it. That should be ready by the afternoon. Thank you for checking in. I will keep you posted. These are extremely practical, and many learners need exactly this kind of English. Calm, polite, clear, and useful in real communication. Let's continue with a short professional conversation. Did you get a chance to review it? Yes. I looked through it this morning. Great. Was everything clear enough? Mostly, yes. I just had one small question. Of course. Tell me which part. It was the last section. I wanted to make sure I understood your point. That makes sense. I can explain that more clearly. Thank you. I appreciate it. That exchange is simple, but full of real daily value. It teaches how to ask questions, respond professionally, and keep a calm, respectful tone, which is a huge part of confident English in real settings. Now let's practice some English for making small talk during a break, because real communication often grows in these light little moments. Have you been busy today? A little. Yes, but not too bad. That is good. Some days feel heavier than others. They really do. I am just glad things are moving along. Same here. I think I needed this short break. Me too. Even a few quiet minutes helps. Absolutely. Sometimes that is enough to reset. This is such natural human English, and small talk like this matters because it helps conversations feel easy, friendly, and low pressure, which is often the best place for fluency to grow. Now let's move into shopping for something specific. Maybe clothes, maybe a household item, maybe something simple but necessary. I need to replace this soon. It has lasted a long time, but I can tell it is wearing out. I would rather buy something simple and practical. I do not need anything fancy, just something that works well. This one looks nice, but I should compare it first. I want good quality, but I also want a fair price. Sometimes it takes me a while to choose. I like to think before I buy. I do not enjoy wasting money on things I do not really need. These are strong, everyday sentences because decision-making is part of almost every week of life. And being able to talk through your choices calmly is very useful in English. Let's continue with a polite shopping conversation. Excuse me. Do you have this in another size? I think this one is a little too large. Of course. Let me check for you. Thank you. I appreciate it. We have one smaller size left. Would you like to see it? Yes. Please. That would be helpful. Here you go. I think this one may fit better. Yes. I think you are right. This looks much better. That kind of exchange is everyday English at its best. Simple, polite, practical, and easy to imagine, which makes it ideal for shadowing and memory. Now let's shift into English for stress management during the middle of a day, because this is something so many people need. I can feel my stress rising a little. I need to slow myself down before it grows. Let me take one deep breath and then another. I do not need to react to everything immediately. I can pause before I answer. I can give myself a moment. A calmer response is usually the better response. I know that from experience. Badger stress changes my thinking when I let it lead. I do not want that today. I want to stay steady, even if things feel busy. These are excellent shadowing sentences because they are useful, emotionally intelligent, and easy to apply in real life. And that makes them very memorable. Let's continue with a supportive paragraph for difficult days. Some days feel heavier than others, and that is part of being human. I do not need to be strong in a dramatic way all the time. Sometimes strength is just showing up, doing the next small thing, and speaking kindly to myself. Sometimes strength is choosing rest instead of pressure, or choosing patience instead of panic. I am learning that real strength can be quiet. It can be calm, steady, and simple. That is enough. That paragraph is powerful because it helps your English hold deeper meaning. And when English begins to carry your real inner thoughts, it becomes much more personal and much more alive. Now let's move into friend plans and changing plans, because this happens constantly in normal life. Are we still meeting later? I think so. But I may be a little delayed. That is okay. Just keep me updated. Thank you. I will know more in about an hour. No problem. We can stay flexible. I appreciate that. Today has been more unpredictable than I expected. I understand completely. Just let me know what works. That sounds good. I will send a message soon. This kind of English is very important because real life is rarely perfectly fixed. And being able to adjust politely is a big part of speaking naturally. Now let's practice home return English again, but with a slightly more reflective feeling. I walk back home more slowly than usual. I think I needed that. The day felt full, and I did not want to carry all of it inside me. Walking helps me release some of the noise. By the time I reached home, I felt more settled. The familiar sight of the door gave me comfort. Home does not have to be perfect to feel safe. Sometimes just coming back is enough. I always notice the relief in small ways. Taking off my shoes, setting my bag down, breathing differently. It is amazing how the body recognizes safety. These lines are rich and human, and they help your English sound reflective, calm, and full of real feeling, which is wonderful for shadowing. Let's continue with evening reset sentences. I need a little reset before I do anything else. Maybe I will wash my face and change clothes first. That usually helps me feel more like myself again. I do not want to carry outside stress through the whole evening. I want the night to feel different from the day. I think I will make something warm to drink. That always softens the mood a little. Then I can decide what I still have energy for. Maybe I will read. Maybe I will clean a little. Or maybe I will do nothing at all. And that would also be okay. These are beautiful because they help you express transition. And transition is such a normal part of human life, moving from work to home, from noise to quiet, from effort to rest. Now let's practice some quiet gratitude and satisfaction. English. I am thankful for simple endings to the day. I am thankful for a place to sit and rest. I am thankful for the work I was able to do and the things I was able to finish. I am thankful for the moments that went smoothly. I am thankful for the people who were kind. I am thankful for the chance to begin again tomorrow. Gratitude makes ordinary life feel more complete. It helps me notice that not everything has to be dramatic to matter. Some of the best parts of life are quiet. These are excellent lines for shadowing because they sound sincere. And sincerity gives language strength, especially when spoken slowly and clearly. Now let's continue just a little more and let this final stretch feel soft, steady, and deeply natural. You have already spent so much time with real English. And that kind of time matters because every calm repetition leaves something behind, a sound, a rhythm, a sentence pattern, a little more trust, and a little more ease. That is the beauty of shadowing. It works quietly. but it works deeply. I can feel that this practice has given me something real. I am not the same as I was at the beginning of the lesson. My ears are more open now. My voice is more comfortable now. My mind is less afraid of simple English now. That matters, even if the progress feels gentle. Gentle progress is still progress, and I respect that. I am learning to speak with more calmness, more clarity, and more honesty. Sentence by sentence, I am growing, and I can trust that growth. Let's take a few more daily life sentences together, the kind of sentences that feel easy, familiar, and close to ordinary human experience. I want to carry this calm feeling into the rest of my day. I do not want to lose the softness I built here. Even if life becomes busy again, I can still return to this steady voice. I can still slow down inside myself. I can still choose one clear sentence at a time. English does not have to feel heavy. It can feel gentle, useful, and natural. I am allowed to learn in a peaceful way. I am allowed to repeat simple things many times. That is not weakness. That is training. I am building fluency through patience, not pressure, through rhythm, not fear, through real life, not distance. Very beautiful. Let those lines stay with you, because they are not only good practice, they are also true. And now let's rest inside one final flowing paragraph of shadowing practice. I practiced English through real mornings, real evenings, real errands, real conversations, real stress, real kindness, real planning, and real rest. I did not need complicated language to do meaningful work. I used ordinary sentences, and ordinary sentences gave me something strong. They gave me rhythm, familiarity, and confidence. I can speak about my day, my home, my body, my thoughts, my plans, my feelings, and the quiet details of life. That is real English, and that is real progress. I do not need to rush towards some perfect version of myself. I can keep growing like this. Oh, slowly, clearly, and honestly. My English can sound human, warm, and natural, and that is exactly the kind of voice I want to build. Imagine you are speaking to someone about your day in a relaxed and honest way. Maybe a friend, maybe a coworker, maybe someone close to you. My day has been fairly normal, but not in a bad way. I got a few important things done, and that felt satisfying. I still have one or two things left, but nothing too serious. I am trying not to pressure myself too much today. Sometimes I forget that a normal day can still be a good day. I do not always need something exciting to feel okay. Sometimes getting through the day with a calm mind is more than enough. I am learning to appreciate that more. I think that is helping me feel more balanced. This kind of English is beautiful for shadowing because it sounds honest, grown, and peaceful. It is not trying too hard. And real fluency often sounds exactly like that. Let's keep going with simple English for handling little delays and interruptions, because real life is full of small changes, and knowing how to speak through them calmly is very useful. I was about to leave, and then I realized I forgot something important. I had to go back and get it. That delayed me a little, but not too much. I am glad I noticed it in time. I would rather lose a few minutes now than deal with a bigger problem later. Small delays happen, and I am trying not to let them ruin my mood. A few minutes is not the end of the world. I can still get where I need to go. I can still handle the day calmly. That kind of self-talk helps more than I used to think. It changes the whole feeling of a situation. These sentences matter because they teach not only language, but also emotional steadiness. And that kind of steadiness helps your English sound more natural in real situations. Now let's move into some simple public English again, because daily life includes asking, answering, checking, and confirming many small things. Excuse me, is this line for the front desk? I just wanted to make sure. Thank you. I did not want to stand in the wrong place. And sorry, is anyone using this chair? No. Okay. Thank you. I only need a minute. I am waiting for someone, so I will stay nearby. Do you know if this place closes early today? I heard it might, but I was not sure. Thank you for letting me know. That really helps. These lines are so practical, and they help build a kind of everyday confidence that matters a lot. Because real fluency is often about handling little ordinary moments without fear, not only about giving long, perfect speeches. Let's continue with some calm English for being alone with your thoughts, because there are many moments in life when we are not talking to anyone, but language is still there inside us. Oh, I like quiet moments when I do not need to explain anything. I can just sit with my thoughts and breathe. Not every silence needs to be filled. Sometimes silence is its own kind of comfort. I think too much when I am tired, so I try to keep my thoughts simple at the end of the day. I remind myself that not every problem needs to be solved right now. Some things become clearer with time. I am learning to trust that. I am learning that a calm mind hears better, speaks better, and lives better. These are powerful shadowing lines because they sound reflective and personal. And when English becomes personal, it becomes easier to remember and easier to use honestly. Now let's practice a short sequence about getting ready for tomorrow. Because planning ahead is one of the most common forms of daily English. And it helps you speak about time, preparation, and routine very naturally. I want tomorrow to feel a little easier than today, so I am trying to prepare tonight. I already set aside what I need, and that helps. I should check my schedule one more time before I sleep. I do not want any surprises in the morning. I also need to remember that I do not have to do everything perfectly. I only need a clear beginning. Good starts matter, but gentle starts matter too. I want to begin tomorrow with less noise in my head and more space in my mind. I know small preparation can help with that. Wonderful. Though this is practical everyday English at its best. Simple, honest, and easy to bring into real life. Let's keep going with some connected conversation practice. Because shadowing whole exchanges helps the flow of English settle more deeply in your voice. How are you feeling now? I am feeling a little more relaxed. That is good. You seemed tired earlier. I was, but I think I just needed a little quiet. That makes sense. Sometimes the day builds up slowly without us noticing. Exactly. And then by evening, I can really feel it. Are you going to rest tonight? Yes. I think that is the best thing for me. Good. I hope you get some real rest. Thank you. I hope tomorrow feels lighter. Or this is wonderful practice because it teaches emotional conversation in very accessible English. And that kind of conversation is a huge part of real daily speaking. Now let's move into some travel and movement sentences one last time, but with a softer, more observant tone. I walked a little more slowly today than I usually do. I was not in a hurry, and that changed the whole feeling of the walk. I noticed things I might have missed on a busier day. The light on the buildings, the quiet movement of people, the way the air felt different in the shade. Small details become easier to notice when the mind is less crowded. I think I need more moments like that. They remind me that life is happening all around me. Even when I am busy thinking about other things, I do not want to miss those ordinary details completely. They make daily life feel more real somehow. These are deeply human sentences, and they give your English a beautiful natural tone, thoughtful, observant, and calm. Now let's practice some English for encouragement. Not in a dramatic way, but in a quiet, steady way that feels true. I am allowed to keep learning slowly. I do not need to compare my speed with anyone else's. My voice is finding its way through repetition. My confidence is growing through practice. I do not need fast progress to believe in myself. I can build trust sentence by sentence. I can improve without forcing myself. I can stay patient and still move forward. Every time I come back to English, I strengthen something important. Every time I repeat a useful sentence, I make it more available to me in real life. Every calm practice session leaves a mark, even if I do not see it right away. This is powerful shadowing because it supports both skill and mindset, and those two things grow best together. Now let's move into a final long paragraph of flowing daily life English. The kind of paragraph that gathers the spirit of the whole lesson into one steady voice. I have spent this time practicing English through ordinary life, through home, routine, errands, meals, planning, messages, work, rest, family, to friendship, waiting, movement, memory, and reflection. I have spoken about simple actions and quiet feelings, about stress and release, about beginning the day and letting the day end. I have repeated sentences that belong to real human moments. And because of that, this practice feels meaningful. I am not learning English only as a subject. I am learning it as a living part of daily experience. I can use it to describe what I do, what I need, what I notice, what I remember, what I hope, and how I feel. That matters deeply because real fluency is not only about knowing words, it is about being able to live inside the language in ordinary moments with a natural voice and an honest mind. I can feel that becoming more possible for me, slowly, gently, and truly, sentence by sentence. I am building English that sounds like life, English that sounds like thought, English that sounds like a real person speaking clearly and calmly. And that is exactly the kind of English I want to keep practicing, keep trusting, and keep carrying with me through everyday life. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today and for practicing your English so patiently, so calmly, and so beautifully. I am truly very happy that you stayed with me through this lesson. Sentence by sentence, moment by moment, you should feel proud of yourself. Because every time you listen carefully, every time you repeat with focus, and every time you give your voice the chance to speak, you are growing. Even if that growth feels slow, it is real, and it matters very much. I hope this lesson helped you feel more relaxed with English, more connected to natural daily sentences, and more confident in your own voice. Please remember, you do not need perfect English to make progress. You only need regular practice, a little patience, and the courage to keep going, slowly, clearly, and gently. That, Poisero, is how real improvement happens, and that is exactly what you are doing. If you enjoyed practicing with me today, please subscribe to English Practice with Julia and press the bell icon too, so you do not miss our daily English lessons. We are here every day to help you build your English step by step in a calm, easy, and natural way. And if this lesson helped you, you can also share it with a friend who is learning English, because practicing together can make the journey feel even warmer and more encouraging. Thank you once again, truly, for learning with me, for trusting the process, and for giving your time and energy to your English today. Keep practicing, keep listening, keep repeating, and most importantly, keep believing in yourself. I will be here with you again in the next lesson. And until then, take care of yourself. Stay calm, stay consistent, and keep moving forward with your English, one beautiful sentence at a time.